Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sketching Hour, the aperitif before your evening, the calm after all of the storm of the day, the really chill stream that I like to hang out on as I watch these two artists do amazing art. Who are these two artists? Michelle, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Michelle Papadopoulos. I'm one of the artists at Codename Entertainment. Let's get drawing today.
Excellent. And Alexis, would you introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Alexis. I'm the art lead for Idle Champions, and yeah, let's get drawing.
Well, we get drawing by rolling on some rolling tables. The last couple of weeks, we've had some special events going on, but this week we're back to our regular old rolling tables for regular old June. And although it is Pride Month, so I am wearing my D4 Pride shirt, and I've got my... It's not a Pride dice, but it's the Die Hard Draconian dice, which are all rainbowy and super cool. So
Nice.
I went all out on this. So let us roll and see what we get. I have adjectives. Okay. All right. Alexis, I believe you have monsters. What do we get?
Goblin.
Ooh.
11.
And I got 18, which is Ragamuffin, which is going to be interesting. And Michelle, what's our cute animal?
I got 6 for Warthog.
Okay.
It's gonna be really cute, I think.
This might be extra special cute. Okay. And I've got to go ahead and change. I haven't had to do this in a while because we've had so many of these special episodes. So this is going to be a Ragamuffin. I'm going to go Ragamuffin first. Ragamuffin, Warthog, Goblin. Goblin, Warthog?
I'm not sure, but you have Warhog instead of Warthog.
I do. I should change that.
Warhog.
Warhog. Nope. See, now I have rock albums in my head, but I'm okay with that. I think that's how you spell Ragamuffin. I should know this.
That's how I would spell it.
Okay, that's good. Someone in chat will tell me if I'm wrong. Anyway, if you are in chat and you are wondering, what is this show that I've stumbled into? Well, the Sketching Hour is, as you can see, an hour where we spend sketching a brand new creature that it's just created out of these rolling tables that we just rolled on. And how does that look? Well, 2 weeks ago, we had Goth Lemming Modrons, as you can see from there, and that's what you end up with. And it's fun, and I hang out in the chat trying to figure out how you end up with Ragamuffin Warthog Goblins, getting suggestions about replacements for the rolling tables, and in general just, having a little bit of fun. Last week, our two artists had the fun of drawing player characters for the first time, as we were very honored to participate in the Gamers for Groceries stream, which happened last weekend. And I know there was a bunch of art that came out of that already, and that was super fun. And then before that was the Great Modron Spectacular. And I forgot what was before that was special.
We did the Tiamat Take 2, TOY.
That's right, TOY. There's been so much that's happened in the last couple weeks. I've forgotten about TOY. Oh, how could I?
Well, I'm not even really sure where May went.
Hey, chat, does anyone know where May went? Help us,
She's
please.
gone.
Yeah, I don't remember it happening. Do you?
Definitely not.
Anyway, if you are in chat and you do have any questions or suggestions about where May went, you can put those questions in chat and put question in big capital letters before your question, because we have Martin and I believe also Jordan in chat. We're going to be hanging out, helping, and pulling those questions out of chat and putting them into our little backstage document, because every once in a while, I am not looking at the chat. I'm looking at this amazing warthog, this duo warthog faces we've already got going on here, and I'm in love. I love how both of you immediately went for tusks, and I'm here for it. That's great. But yes, if you do have any questions about the show, about art, about May, about the game, that's what we're here for. So hi everyone. Hi Irene UK saying hi and have a good evening. Yes, and someone did ask about what program are our lovely artists using. This is a online program called Magma Studios. It's just a website that you can visit and you can share a canvas. And that is how they are able to share a canvas. And technically I'm there too, and that's how we're watching. I don't think you can see my... I think I've intentionally hid my mouse because I should not be drawing on this canvas. But yes. Magma Studios is a lot of fun to use, and it lets us share a space because Photoshop is awesome, but is hard to share. Actually, I assume it's hard to share. I don't actually know. I think you'd have to screen capture, and then the both of you would probably have to have your own Photoshop going, and...
Yeah, then it would be on different screens.
Mm-hmm. And then I'd have to be getting a feed of your face and a feed of your Photoshop, and that's there's a lot of cameras going on there.
Yep. It'd be a little bit of a different experience.
There'd be a lot more boxes. There'd be a little more complexity and a lot more boxes. We've already got suggestions from chat. Loki Grommel is suggesting an adjective of looking sharp. Apparently you all came from Mars's show. Well, welcome. Oh, interesting. So Cassius335 is asking for a reminder for those who don't know, what is ragamuffin? And you know what? I'm gonna pull up the actual definition.
I had to look it up too.
So I kind of know. Yeah, it's one of those words you hear and you don't necessarily know. So the official definition is a person, typically a child, in raggedy, dirty clothes. That's an exponent or follower of raga dressed in raggedy clothes. There's a ragamuffin cat. The idea of ragamuffin, I think, comes from dolls that have, like, patched clothes, like Raggedy Ann and Andy, if you're familiar with something that I've just said that makes me incredibly, incredibly old. It's that kind of thing. So kind of, in that kind of patchwork outfit, colorful, not necessarily put together, not necessarily cohesive, just kind of grabbed from places. Have I gotten that right, artists?
Yeah, I think so. It seems like it makes me think of sort of a worn out patchwork quilt kind of thing is what comes to mind.
That's a good suggestion, or a good example. Absolutely. Martin is already in chat asking me to Google a golden mole. We're not even 9 minutes in, and already I'm in the Googles. Let's see. Okay, all right. It is adorable. Why does this mole not have any eyes and yet still looks like it's smiling? Yep. Golden mole. That's... See?
Yeah, I looked at this up too.
Welcome to the sketching hour, where we just Google cute animals.
Yeah, a little, like, velvet potato.
A little velvet potato. That's exactly right.
Totally.
With no eyes. Just a cute little nose. All right, I will add the golden mole. Golden mole. If only because I'm pretty sure we've had mole, but if only because that gives us an excuse to re-look up golden mole. And I'll go, oh. Let's see. Oh, Arcane Dragon Slayer was the one asking about the program, so there you go. Irene UK has a question from, who does the animation in Idle Champions? Do the artists animate their own work, or do you have someone dedicated to animation? Ooh, good question.
Yeah, so usually each artist is responsible for their own animation. So if someone draws a champion, they'll also do the animations for it. Which I think is only fair, because then if they draw them like overly complicated, they have to deal with the fallout.
But I would assume some of that is also in cohesion with the design of the creature or champion. And if someone has designed a complex champion, then there's got to be more animation that goes on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking of Orkira and the fact that I made y'all make her fly, and I'm very sorry about that. Whoever had to animate Orkira, I'm sure they were like, dragonborn with wings, okay, fine.
Yeah, that would have been Bronwyn.
Bronwyn?
Yeah.
Thank you, Bronwyn. I appreciate it. Or Carol looks awesome when she flies across the screen. When I saw that first animation, I giggled for hours. So thank you. But I'm also sorry. But thank you. Evil Turnip suggests the adjective of midnight snacking. Not just eating, but the kind of eating when no one is around to judge you. You eat differently when no one is around? Because I don't. Maybe that's a bad thing. I don't know. Maybe it's an okay thing.
Well, with me, it's just like in our house, just myself and my husband, and we're both like food people. So you're like shameless.
Yeah, we have a lot of snacks around. We often, as the adults that we are, sometimes our meals are just a variety of snacks we've put together into something that resembles a wholesome diet. I don't know. Hey, I'm going to get some grapes and a bit of yogurt and some Nilla wafers and some cheese. There we go. That's a dinner, right?
Well-rounded meal. You've got cheese and you've got Nilla wafers.
I mean, who needs anything more than Nilla wafers, really? Ooh, and Magic Wand has brought up that golden itself could be an adjective. We have had colors on there before, but I do not believe we've had golden.
Ooh.
That does mean at some point we will get the golden mole, and I believe at that point we win the video game.
Oh no, you have to get golden mole, gold dragon.
Ooh, well now gold dragon has to go on there. Well, because we were going to start putting dragons on there, but specific dragons, and I was going to start with some of the metallics and the gem, because Tiamat has kind of already taken over the chromatics. Golden. See, now I kind of just wanted to golden dragon, golden mole. You just like paint bucket the entire thing gold and go, well,
Yeah.
I'm done. All right.
Yeah, it's a gold dragon and a gold snowstorm. And a bank vault.
A mole and a dragon have been glitter bombed with gold glitter. Done. Done. All right, well, that has been added because that's funny. Bricklayer Tim suggests an excellent suggestion. So good we've had it before. Clockwork. Clockwork has been on, not only on the list, but has been picked. So good suggestion. It's already been done. And then Lurking Rider has an interesting one. Spaghetti Western or a Wild West aesthetic.
Ooh. I like it.
I think I'm going to put down Wild West in general because I have a hard time thinking how you make something spaghetti Western without music. And maybe that's just me. And I'm not going to spend 45 minutes going the entire time. So, but I will put Wild West aesthetic. And I will not spell aesthetic correctly. And I will fix that.
No one can see you typing. No one needs to know.
You know what? Enough people see me typing, and I might as well. Sharky151 asks, are the artists using tablets, drawing on screen, using a puck? I don't know what that is, but I assume you might know, or using a mouse. What is your setup? We haven't had this question in a while.
We're using Wacom's Antiques with the stylus. So we're drawing right on the screen.
With a pen type device, which is essentially just a mouse, but with pressure sensitivity.
I mean, the pressure sensitivity is kind of important for doing art, so that makes
super
sense.
Important.
Yeah.
Okay, so do either of you know what a puck is?
No.
Okay, does someone in chat know what a puck is in relationship, not a hockey puck, in relationship to a type of input device for computer? Because I am assuming that I just don't know what this is. Oh, here we go. Sharky151. A puck is an old school drafting thingy, more accurate than a mouse. I appreciate that your explanation for a technical device included thingy. I'm not being sarcastic. I really do appreciate it because thingy is amazing. Interesting. Okay, I will have to look that up. So like half mouse, half something else to help with drafting. I wonder if it helps with like straight lines. Oh, also, yes, there is Puck, the character from Midsummer's Night's Dream. But Puck in that play does not help with drafting at all. Either doing things in an artistic way or being the person who is drafting behind someone else in front of you so that you can you don't have to flap as hard. Sorry, now I'm just off on a tangent. Let's see. Bishop McHugh96. How much is artist versus dev for the skins and their extra effects? Ornaments mixed into caltrops for Shandy's ultimate, for example. Ooh.
So for that kind of stuff, on the art side, we'll draw whatever the new piece of art is for the item. So instead of caltrops, it's whatever it's going to be. But then on the dev side, someone has to hook it up so that it uses that replacement graphic instead of the original. But for the most part, we try to do stuff with skins where you can just do a straight swap with things and there's not too much technical implementation beyond that. Yeah.
I'm thinking of a couple of the more recent skins that have come out, and if there would have been any weird technical implementation, but no, not even some of the not even Orkira's owlbear or some of the kobolds that have come out. Although they're shorter, so I guess technical implementation short.
Yeah, like with that kind of thing, there might be like a change of origin for some spell effects or something like that, but hopefully not too much.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. If you make a character shorter, but they had like a breath weapon coming out of their face, their mouth, but now their mouth is down here. If you don't change where the breath weapon happens, now there's just happening. I have not thought of that. Okay, that makes sense. I like that we're getting all these art questions today. I think, I wonder, has everyone just like OD'd on all of the updates and changes and updates that have happened today, and now everybody just wants to talk about fun things? Because these are great questions.
I like fun things.
Yeah. Oh, Rye Song is going to make me Google red-lipped batfish, which if this brings up a Batman villain, I'm going to be very upset.
With some of these animals, it's like you should get the name and then try to draw what you think it is and then look at what it actually is.
You know,
oh my goodness.
This is the most accurate description of what this fish is ever. This is, wow, someone just took some red lipstick and went, come here, I just gotta fix up your lips. Oh, now I got it all over your face. I'm so sorry.
Look at that nose. Oh my goodness.
It's got little legs.
Yeah, like it's a batfish, and so it's like it's on stilts. All right, well, this is going on the list. This is going on the list. It's gotta.
I mean, it kind of looks like one of our combinations already.
It does.
That is the fear, right? Is we're, do we want platypus on there? Because we could end up with platypus, owlbear, and then really, aren't we putting together like 5 different creatures? But,
But we already did platypus, didn't we?
We have done platypus. We decided to go ahead and put it on the list anyway. The red-lipped batfish, or Galapagos batfish, is a fish of unusual morphology. No, really. Found around the Galapagos Islands and off Peru. Red-lipped batfish are closely related to rosy-lipped batfish. There's 2 different kinds of... All right, now I have to look up rosy-lipped to find out, is this just... Yep, this is just another kind of fish with lipstick on. Okay, all right, I'm gonna get away from that. I'm gonna stop going down that rabbit hole. Fish hole. Fish, makeup hole? I don't know. Oh, and now we have gotten questions. So, Ye Olde Dice Goblin wants to know, will console users get the same 3-week time period to dismantle characters when and if we ever get access to the feature, or has the timer already started even though we don't have access to dismantling? So there's a bunch of questions there. 1, you're definitely going to get access to the feature. I know that it takes a little bit longer for us to put out stuff on the consoles than it does on Steam or on Epic, just because of approval processes. So it just takes us a little bit longer. So you're definitely going to get access to it. And I believe, and you know what? Martin and Jordan are in chat, so they probably know for a fact, but I believe what happens is your timer will start when you get access to that feature. So no, if it takes 2 weeks, and this is exaggerating, I'm pretty sure we're trying to do this much faster than that, but if it takes 2 weeks from now for you to get the dismantle feature, you're not going to just have 1 week left. Your timer will start from when that goes live on your system. And I believe that is the answer to that, but I don't know when it's coming to consoles. I know soon TM is not always a pleasant answer. No one likes hearing something that vague, but the honest answer is it just takes longer on consoles.
Mm-hmm. And soon is better than having a date and then feeling the disappointment of that date not happening if something were to occur.
Yeah. We constantly are talking about we do not give dates unless the date is now, or unless we are 3 billion% sure, because nobody likes a date to slip. Nobody likes the disappointment in a date. It's bad. Having been on multiple sides of that as both community manager and now content person being on the stream and also person who's waiting for something to come out, it can be sad when that happens. And even if you're completely understanding, there is still that moment of, but I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
And Loki Grommel comes back with an adjective, cyberpunk, which I want to say we haven't had it, but for some reason I think it's somewhere. Or maybe we've just had stuff that's so close.
Mm-hmm. We've had like robotic, and have we even done punk before? Like we've done goth.
But
we've done goth, and neon is on the list, which is, I've always thought of cyberpunk as including a lot of neon.
Me too.
Well, you know what? I'll look into it, and meanwhile, I'll put it on the list. Cyberpunk. There we go.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say it can't hurt to have it on the list.
I had a thought for an adjective. We could do another one of the ones where we have two different, like, opposite ones, but do sun and moon.
Ooh, that's cool.
I like that. I will add that. I mean, if one of you are going to have a suggestion, I highly doubt I'm going to be like, nah, let's not do that. I know you're the ones drawing, but I'm the one who has to put things on a list, so. Hypnotic Sheep, welcome. Welcome to today's sketching hour, which is Ragamuffin Warthog Goblins. Yes, I said it. I said Ragamuffin Warthog Goblins. And already, we've got epicness going on here. Oh, Loki Grommel also suggests post-apocalyptic, which is interesting, as one of the ways I was going to try to describe Ragamuffin is post-apocalyptic without being as dirty. But like that kind of thrown together aesthetic. Oh, I've totally missed. So Garwar at some point said in all caps, that's a whole new show, do it. And you know what? I don't know when you said that, Garwar, and it was probably amazing when you said it, and I've no idea what you're referencing, because if it happened 5 minutes ago, I've already forgotten what I said. What kind of show do we want?
I think maybe the look at an animal name, draw what you think it is, and then maybe
that would make sense. That would make sense. We would have to get some really interesting suggestions, because the animal kingdom, at least in real life, a lot of the animal names you already know or are like the rosy-lipped batfish, where that's still quite amusing, but I feel like a lot of things are very descriptive in their names, but it could be fun. But that is a completely different show. Stump the artist.
It would be fun.
Yeah. I think there's probably a lot of bird names out there, like the, yellow-headed, whatever, fan-tailed squuffin. I don't know.
Squuffins. See, now
We
I
could go by
Burdick.
scientific names instead.
Mhm.
It could be like a common cat, but then it's called something.
That's a really good idea, but that does mean I or whoever is hosting this would have to read off the scientific names, and that would also be my challenge. Your challenge would be draw this, and my challenge is say this.
Yep.
It's been a very long time since I've taken Latin or Greek. I've never taken Greek, so it's been an extra long time. My prefixes and suffixes are suffering, so I don't know if I could do all of those scientific names. Devil Crayon says, do you or have you had the vampire squid on the animal list? Now, we have had squid, and we have had vampire. We've had those separately, but together as a single animal. Okay, I think someone sent this to us as a different name of squid, because this is that adorable red squid with the ears, and I've seen this adorable thing before. I think we have it on the list as a different... Some of these creatures have like 5 or 6 different colloquial names, you know? So I think we have this on the list somewhere as something else.
I think you are right.
Our Vincible 3 says maybe we can have reforged or dismantled as adjectives. That might be a little too soon. That might be a little too soon.
Sure.
Martin says for an adjective Carcasian, which is the evolution of crustaceans turning into crabs. Can't we just have crabs? Why can't we just have crabs? What's wrong with just crabs? They walk sideways, it's great. One of these days, I'm gonna have a crab familiar as one of my D&D characters. They're gonna have a crab familiar because it's so ridiculous that it's on the list. Everybody is like, oh, I want an owl because owls are cool and fly by, and oh, I want a mouse because they can like crawl into things and they're really sneaky. No, I want a crab. It's on the list. I want a sideways walking clackety clack tiny little crab.
What would you name it?
Crabby. It could be the angriest crab. Or it'd be the nicest crab and it'd be an ironic name. Either way, I would play a wizard who could deliver my damaging spells through my crab. So that way you get it. And then I'm going to subtle spell it. I'm going to sorcerer wizard multi-class so I can subtle spell my spells through my crab so everyone thinks you're just being attacked by a tiny little crab.
This crab is a mighty wizard.
And then it's a familiar. So when it inevitably dies because someone attacks the crab, it's easy to just bring back. It's just poof, another crab. And then every fight, I just have the most epic crab.
Crabby 1, Crabby 2.
I mean, if you're gonna it's that and seahorses. Those are the two that, like, you have to have a very specific kind of campaign if you're gonna have a seahorse as your familiar. I feel like that is, you have to be a Triton and this has to be a water campaign. But crab, they can breathe water. They can walk on land. You can cast fly on them, and now you have a flying crab. This is a multi-purpose familiar. Don't pick owls, pick crabs.
I like it.
I'm adding crab to the list. I don't know if crab is... We've already had crab? I can't remember. Crab is now back on the list. It's back on the menu.
We have had crab. But not in that way, because it's a cute animal. We're not going to eat it.
It's also a familiar, which means as soon as you try to eat it, it just goes poof, and it's gone. Flying crabs are almost as terrifying as jumping spiders, says Aledia Atreides. I mean, I guess. It depends. I don't find either of those terrifying, although I would be wary. But I know there's a lot of people who have... I mean, for spiders, you have the fang issue, and for crabs, you have claws. So it depends. Are you more afraid of fangs or claws? And also, are they flying or are they parachuting? Because I know that's what those jumping spiders do. Which I think is actually kind of cute. Oh, jeez. Everybody's... Okay. Ground squirrels. Camcorder says, oh my God, do the sea robin. All right, you're making me stop thinking about crabs. I'm Googling a sea robin. Okay.
Another one that we could draw before seeing what it looks like.
Hey, all right, well, I'm going to tell you right now. The name of the sea robin is nothing like what is actually on my screen right now.
Because I'm imagining the bird, a robin, but with like a little fish tail.
Switch those. Imagine a fish with robin wings like gills. Imagine
Looking this up.
Imagine a catfish with dragon wings.
Cool.
That is a sea robin.
Pretty
Very cool.
Too.
When did this show turn into Stump Lauren with cute animals that she has never heard of? I mean, I'm kind of here for it, but why? I don't understand. Also, for those of you who are, I was getting messages of like, crab is not on the list. Crab is on the list. I'm looking it up right now. I'm just pulling it up on my D&D Beyond. You gain the service of a familiar, a spirit that takes an animal form you choose. Bat, cat, crab, frog, or a toad. Hawk, lizard, octopus, owl, poisonous snake. It says fish, and then in parentheses, kipper. Rat, raven, seahorse, spider, or weasel. And everybody's like, give me the rat, give me the raven, give me the owl. I'm telling you, go for a crab. That is my suggestion unto you. All right, back to real questions. John Wrench asks, oh, hi, John. When drawing characters with different type or quantity of fingers, does that impact what clothing and equipment you give them?
Depends on what fingers they have.
Yeah, like usually most clothing and weapons work with. It's usually 5 or 4 or 3 fingers.
Yeah, 2 fingers and a thumb. I think if someone didn't have a thumb, then you'd have to think about what they could be holding or how they would use it.
Mm-hmm.
That could get interesting. I'm trying to think if we have any champions that have gloves, and I'm not picturing any, but that doesn't mean that there aren't any. I will say, not specifically about fingers, but definitely any time you're playing a character who has a different body type than a standard humanoid, it's interesting to think about the changes you would have to make to your everyday life. I mean, some people don't care. They're like, I want to play a lizard folk and I don't want to worry about how I sit on chairs. That's totally fine. I find it really interesting to be like, I'm playing a kobold who's a 3-foot tall dragon creature with a tail. How do I sit in a stool at a bar? How does that work? So, but I find those things fun. The Lurking Writer says, the monster is an Eldritch Lich, and I am prepared to wait until Spelljammer is available. So I know Eldritch Lich is one of those 10 monsters that was put out in that supplement that is available now. Here's the thing, like, I'm picturing that thing and it has the tentacle coming out of its chest, and that already kind of looks like 2 creatures in one. Have either of you seen the Eldritch Lich yet?
I think I have.
It's in the same supplement as I'm trying to remember what else. That giant spider, a space spider.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there were 10 creatures when Spelljammer got announced that they released this little tiny supplement with 10 creatures, and Eldritch Lich was one of them.
That's neat. I could see that being combinable with something.
I will put it on the list. And I will practice saying it so I don't say list instead of lich. I don't know why that's happening. Lich. Let's see. Mar says, yes, the Elder Lich. The Elder Lich. I mean, come on. Eldritch List, the undead composer. Yeah, you know, the CR rating on some of List's pieces is easily a 25. That's a joke that 4 people are going to get. All right, we had a whole bunch of suggestions come on in all in a row here. Jedico says possible adjective hypnotic-eyed. Didn't we do a hypnotoad? Am I remembering a hypnotoad?
Hypno.
Did you do a hypnotoad on Peyton Slay?
We did, but I... Okay,
I
so what we
remember
did...
Hypno as a...
Yeah. So on Paint and Slay, we did a froghemoth, and then we turned the eyes into the hypnotoad eyes. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know. I'll add it to the list. Hypno today. Yes. Hypno today. Dumbo
Tomorrow?
today, tomorrow, some other day. True one ahead of Dumbo Octopus is on the list because yes, that is one that we were sent as like, well, this is adorable. Camcorder also, I think this is pronounced potato bird? Pateau bird? Pateau bird. Well, here we go to Google again. Welcome to the Googling hour. All right. Okay. Now Google has just given me the most ridiculous images of this creature because there's one image of this creature that is a completely normal bird, and then every other is just like, here are the largest eyes and biggest grinning mouth that you can think of.
How do you spell it?
Potoo. Pateau bird. They are a group of birds related to nightjars and frogmouths. Yeah, frogmouths is an accurate description for this bird.
Oh my god.
All right.
I think something like this has been suggested before because it looks very, very familiar.
It does, but I don't recognize the name, so I'm putting it on the list. Oh, Martin is letting us know that there is another name for this. Sea robin is also called the red grenard. Yeah, see, a lot of these creatures have really evocative other names, you know, a local name that everybody calls it, or a regional name that everybody calls it, or, you know, 5 different people said, I discovered this creature and I'm gonna name it. It's that kind of thing. Martin is also suggesting a golden pheasant, so if we do want to have a golden, we could do that.
Mm-hmm. The Gold Week.
The Gold Week, yes. I'm going to skip ahead of some of these suggestions to some of the questions. If you do have any questions, we do have new people coming on in. Go ahead and put question in big capital letters before your question so that our amazing moderator, Martin and Jordan, can go ahead and grab those and put those in the backstage chat so I can grab them. Just like Arcane Dragon Slayer did when they asked, any coloring tips for beginners? I know that's kind of a wide-ranging question, but, you know. Do you have any coloring tips for beginners?
Well, I kind of consider like coloring one of my more like weaker points. But
Like coloring as in not drawing, just like coloring, like using the colors.
Well, maybe deciding on like what you both just did right now. Here you are creating this creature out of nothing, out of a couple suggestions, and both of you have gone for these really interesting evocative colors. I'll ask a more specific question. What made you pick these colors, and how would you go about picking colors for something?
Well, for like learning about color theory and stuff, there's some really good books. There's one called Color and Light by James Gurney that is really good for kind of figuring out what kind of colors you want to use in your illustration. There's lots of good books about it. I would say that's how I learned mainly, just by books and watching other artists online paint and seeing why they chose the colors they did.
There you go. Book suggestions.
And for colors that for this drawing specifically, I kind of wanted to do the yellow because the 5e goblins are sort of like this peachy yellow color, so I went with like an acid green. It's kind of close. But then I went for the sort of purpley colored cape because purple is on the opposite end of the color wheel from yellow, so it stands out. It really stands out from it, so I wanted to do a little bit of color contrast.
There you go, a practical application of the color wheel theory that Michelle offered a book for.
And I think just for like a general coloring tip, if you're starting out, it's like good to like almost think of your base colors and your shadow and light as separate. So like go through and put your flat colors down and then go in and add your shadows. And once your shadows are done, go in and add your highlights. So kind of separating it out a little bit so it can be sort of somewhat cohesive in the final product.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Layers, layers, layers.
Layers, layers, layers.
Yes.
Which is probably why every time I take a look at what Luke is drawing, there's like 3 billion layers.
Yeah.
Oh, Storyteller Mars has just said, if you've got a catalog obsessed undead wizard who serves a cosmic horror on a capsizing ship, transporting evil, luminous swamp-dwelling spirits, that's an Eldritch Lists listing wisps ship list. I'm gonna go take a nap after that question. I'll be back, everybody. I just need a little nap. I'll be back. Okay. I knew when I saw that get put in our little backstage chat. I'm like, this is a paragraph and a half, but it's from Mars, and so here we go. Also, Martin is now. So I'd skipped ahead of some of the suggestions, not because I'm not going to go back and do what I'm about to do now, which is look at them all. But I wanted to make sure if people had questions for our artists or for me about the game or about May, you could go ahead and ask those. And now Martin has gone back and has given a lot of, you should Google this one. And also this one. And also this looks like a D&D creature. And these are adorable. And this is also adorable. Martin, you have had a really hard day today. I know all of our mods have had really, really hard days, and it brings me joy to know that perhaps the stuff that you've had to do moderating the show has been a much more pleasant experience. So if you insist, let's go down the list. Actually, I'm going to skip straight to the Binturong, aka the bear cat. I know this creature, and yes. If you look up a Binturong, and I believe a Binturong is actually on the list. Mm-hmm. I think I added it to the list. I don't know where it is. There it is, number 4. Yeah. And I was introduced to the Binturong. So I don't know if you could see it, but there's a book up there called The Islands of Sina Una, which was created by a group of people, but the main person on it is HTTP Paladin, who you can look up, who is an amazing designer, and that book is amazing. And Paladin introduced me to the Binturong because I believe there's a creature in there that is based on the Binturong, and also he likes to draw Benny the Binturong, and I believe Benny is also in that book. And the distinguishing feature of Binturongs is they smell like popcorn. In real life, they smell like popcorn. And I was given an entire story about those creatures by a person that I consider a friend and I respect a lot, and so I had to put a Binturong on the list. There you go. Also, if you get a chance, get The Islands of Sina Una. It is a fantastic supplement for 5th edition D&D. This stream is not sponsored by Sina Una. I am just a fan. All right, Martin has also insisted that I Google the golden pheasant. So how can I say no? All right, that is really colorful. I like that. Also known as the Chinese pheasant. And rainbow pheasant is a game bird of the order... It has a name. It has another name.
Beautiful.
Apparently the other name that I'm not going to try to pronounce is Latin for painted, which totally makes sense. So the interesting thing, that is a super cool animal. And we could think about putting that on the list, but if you ignore the fact that it is a multitude of colors, and if you just think about it as a silhouette, I'm not sure if that Well, you know what? I'll just ask our artists. Do you think a golden pheasant? Have you taken a look? Have you done the Googling? Is that something we should put on the list, or is it just the fact that it's so wildly colorful? Is that not quite enough?
I think something being wildly colorful is definitely enough.
All right, I stand corrected. We'll put it on the list.
It's got a really snazzy hairstyle.
It does. It is a very distinct look. For those of you at home who have not Googled this, which I can totally understand, because sometimes when people on the internet tell you to Google things, your response should be, really? But to describe this creature, it is yellow, light blue, red, dark blue, orange, gray, and a little bit of green. All in one bird, and this is not a parrot. In fact, I'm hearing birds right now.
There's some out my window. Window's open right now.
I'm talking about a bird and I'm hearing bird chirps.
No, Lauren, it's only you.
I mean, wouldn't be the first time. That's really pleasant. That's also funny that it just happened to come up when we're talking about birds.
Surprised I can pick that up.
Okay, all right. So Martin also said it reminds me of Orkira because it looks like this golden pheasant looks like a real life phoenix. Those colors definitely, like those kind of flashy colors, and also it's got the really long tail. The head isn't quite the same, but the version of the phoenix that I always picture is more like the has the longer kind of flashy tail and the longer head. I know sometimes they get pictured as eagles because, they're a made-up creature. Also, longtime lurker has suggested a pink handfish. Okay, before I Google it. Pink handfish. What do we think a pink handfish looks like?
So it's like a regular fish, but it's got little jazz hands that are pink.
How about you, Michelle?
A little hand that goes like this through the water with eyes right here.
Okay, all right. I'm going to go with it's a starfish that's pink. And the fish part of it is a misnomer. But here we go. Let's see. Oh, we're all wrong. Wow. Nope, we're all rare pink handfish spotted in Australia for the first time. It's a walking handfish.
It have jazz hands.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, it does kind of. All right. Okay. I will add it to the list. There's also apparently the spotted handfish. All right, pink handfish going on the list. At some point, our cute animal list is going to be filled with creatures that people are going to come into the game. They're going to come into our stream and take one look at this list and go, what are these creatures? Are they all monsters? I don't understand.
We'll have to have 1 week where it's generic cute animals and just be like cat, dog.
Yeah.
Just cat and dog over and over.
Just cat and dog. I mean, we did Hoof and Woof week, and then we did cats and bats. When we did Hoof and Woof week, I had more than enough dog breeds to choose from. It became how do I pare this down to just 20? There are not as many breeds of cats.
It's like all American short hair, right? And then just variations of that.
Oh, there's a lot of American short hair. There's the kind of the classics that you think about, the Siamese. There's the hairless.
Bengal.
Yeah. I kind of had to. I think we were thinking about house cats, and I basically had to go outside of house cats and be like, and now leopards and tigers and and panthers and snow leopards. Yeah, when you're talking about house cats versus dogs, they're not the same number of breeds. Also, Joan of Arc suggested lined ground squirrels, which I have seen and are adorable. And considering over the weekend a squirrel almost broke into my apartment, I am at the moment very upset with squirrels. And so I'm not joking. I have video of a squirrel trying to break into. I was lying on the couch and it just decided it was going to try to Mission Impossible's way into my house while I was filming it.
I know you're not joking.
Oh, have you seen my video?
No, but it just seems like a thing that could definitely happen.
Yeah. I mean, I put it up on my Twitter, not to hype up my Twitter, but I'll give the TLDR of this video. It is a video of a squirrel on the back of a rocking chair outside. First, it tries to jump at the window, at the sliding glass door, and so it goes thunk, but it's okay. And then it proceeds to walk along the bottom of the door, scratching at it. And of course, that doesn't work. And then it gets back onto the rocking chair, and then it jumps onto the side of the door, hanging onto the side of the door, trying to push it open. And then when that doesn't work, it climbs up the top and across the top of the door, apparently looking for holes. I don't know. It's an air vent that it could crawl into and go, plant bombs. I don't know what squirrels do, but it was insistent on getting into my apartment. And I thought for a moment that I was going to have to seriously scare a squirrel away.
Michelle, I love the little bunny that yours has, the bunny rabbit toy. I'm going to assume it's a...
Oh,
I'm thinking like toddler for mine, or like a little kid, or
that's adorable. I didn't even see that until you pointed it out.
Yeah, I just zoomed out to take a look at for the first time, and it's like, oh. Yeah, very cute.
That is super cute. All right, we are running out of time, so let me breeze through a bunch of these real quick. True One Ahead has suggested the raccoon dog, which we have seen. Joan of Arc suggested the cuttlefish, which I believe is actually on the list. True One Ahead also suggested the panda ant, which I'm going to do the quick Google now, which is an ant shaped like a panda, or colored like a panda. Okay. I'll put it on the list. It's fuzzy. And then suggested the pangolin. We have had the pangolin, and the pangolins are some of the most adorable creatures we've ever had. Let's see. Longtime Lurker wants to know, is pink fairy armadillo on the list? And Martin's commentary is, this is a real life Pokemon. Let's see.
Oh my goodness.
What is that? I don't know what that is. It's on the list. It doesn't look like a creature. It looks like a worm grew legs. I don't know what that is, but it's on the list now. There we go. Done. Setmanji says, is the Mola Mola sunfish too bland? Setmanji. Oh, is the Mola Mola sunfish too bland? Let's take a quick look. Mola Mola sunfish. Oh, that's that big giant fish that's sideways. That's a big giant. You know what? No, I think that is super cool. Sideways fish. I love a good sideways fish. Give me a good sideways fish. Elysium Atreides says, that's a special idea. Oops, all monsters, where you mash two monsters together. I need more D&D 5th edition monster suggestions, because I am also running out of those. Because cute animals include the entire world worth of real animals, but in our rolling tables, the monsters are 5th edition monsters. So we're starting to run a little low. And Storyteller Mara says there should be more, quote, but sideways animals. I mean, if the Mola Mola fish isn't proof of that, I don't know what is. And Senjin99 suggests marmots. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna leave it at marmot, because I feel like that's an accurate way to end the stream. So, but yeah, let's go back to these ragamuffin warthog goblins, which I've completely ignored while I was looking up dozens of other creatures. And I love that both of you have, I love the toy and the cape. Like, for that, immediately with both of these creatures that you went for accessories, and that's amazing.
They're both playing adventurer.
Yeah.
They're pretending to be part of Peter Pan's entourage. Absolutely. All right. Well, we have reached the end of the show. Thank you very much to everybody for all of your fabulous suggestions and for dealing with me as I try to read off all of your suggestions. Thank you to Mars for hanging out in chat, and Garwar, and thank you to Martin, and I don't know if Jordan's still here, but definitely Martin for being our moderator, because all of our moderators have put in a lot of work today, so thank you. Thank you to Michelle and Alexis for listening to me pratter on for an entire hour as they drew and did all of the hard work. And Michelle, where can we find more of your amazing art?
I'm on Instagram at Michelle Papadopoulos and on Twitter at Art of Michelle. And thank you for hosting, Lauren.
Oh, thank you. And Alexis, same question. Where can we find more of your amazing art?
I'm on Twitter at Alexis Thero and on Instagram at Alexis.Thero. And yes, thank you, Lauren, because I definitely consider the talking the hard lifting part of the show.
Yeah.
And I think the art is the hard lifting part of the show. And so here we are, Mutual Admiration Society. This is the end of our broadcast day, but we will be back tomorrow bright and early for a big fun day. We are off next week. There will not be a sketching hour next week for reasons you will find out about tomorrow. That's special. So tomorrow there's going to be an announcement, and then you will think back to this very moment and go, oh, that's why there isn't a sketching hour. It's good reasons. It's fun reasons. Anyway, have a good evening, and we'll see you next encounter.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.